What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be rebuilding the Cleveland Cavaliers. I've been waiting quite a while to make this rebuild video and I'm really happy we're about to do it right now. We have a lot of good players on this team, which really got me excited. The first two NBA games at the time of this recording, two NBA games have passed for the Cleveland Cavaliers and Evan Mobley has been playing crazy good. So far, he's averaging like 20 points per game and he's playing crazy good defense. His defense has seemed to have improved a lot throughout the previous years. He's like averaging 3 blocks and 2-3 steals per game so far. If he could keep that up, we may see a defensive player of the year in Evan Mobley pretty soon. And he's shooting the 3-point shot pretty nicely so far. And of course, we got Jarrett Allen, Darius Garland on the team, and our star Donovan Mitchell, of course. Darius Garland, if he can start playing how he played in the 21-22 season, I think this team could be really good. And obviously, he's still young. He's only 24 years old, so he's got a lot of potential. And then Donovan Mitchell, we already know how good Donovan Mitchell is. Evan Mobley, young player progressing, and he's going to be a phenomenal player in my opinion. I'm really bullish on Evan Mobley. I like him a lot. Jarrett Allen is obviously one of the best centers in the league. And then we got a bench stacked with a lot of good talent. Dean Wade has actually been playing really well so far these first two games. I did not even know how good. I didn't know much of Dean Wade until these last two Cleveland Cavaliers games I've watched, and he's a phenomenal three-point shooter. But this is what our starting five is going to be looking like right now, but I am going to make a few changes before we actually start this season. I want a different small forward. We're still going to keep Isaac Okoro off of our bench because in my opinion, he has a lot of potential. He's 23 years old. He's a really good defender and he's a good three-point shooter, so he'll be coming off our bench. But I think what we're going to do is trade away, where is he? Max Strus, for a different small forward, and I'll show you guys which small forward I have in mind. I think it's going to be a really interesting addition to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, this is who I'm targeting, Grayson Allen. The reason for this is he's one of the best three-point shooters in the league. In NBA 2K25, he's the second best three-point shooting overall, right behind Stephen Curry. So he'll bring a lot of three-point shooting to our starting five. And he's just an amazing player overall. He is only 6'4", so that may be a problem, but that's why we have Isaac Okoro, who will also be playing around the same minutes as Grayson Allen off the bench. Isaac Okoro will be off the bench, and he can help provide us with defense. So I think this trade will be really interesting. Let's see if they accept. They want a second-round pick, which isn't much. They get Max Strus and a second-round pick. And we get Grayson Allen, who will be our new starting small forward. I love this addition for us. And that's the only trade. Actually, one more trade we got to make is for a backup center. I totally forgot about that. We do not have a backup center. So that's one more trade I'm going to make, and I'll show you guys when I come across a trade that I like for our backup center. Because Tristan Thompson is a 71 overall. There's no way I'm going to have him as our backup center. So once I come across a trade I like, I'll show y'all. So we're going to be targeting Nick Richards, who would be a phenomenal backup center. He's a good scorer, rebounder, and rim protector, and he shoots really efficiently. So let's see. We would obviously have to throw in a few more picks with George Niang. So let's see if they give us a counter offer. They do not, but we'll throw them a bunch of second rounders and see if that gets it done. We can't trade our first round pick, so that's not an option. Otherwise, I would have threw a first round pick, but 4 second rounders do get it done. And George Niang wasn't going to be playing for us anyway, so I like this trade here a lot. And now, this is the team we're going to be rolling with. I'm going to switch out Tristan Thompson for Nick Richards. And we'll see how this plays out for us. But this is what our rotation will be looking like. So obviously, we have Darius Garland at the 1, Donovan Mitchell at the 2, Grayson Allen in our starting lineup at the 3, Evan Mobley as our power forward, Jarrett Allen as our center. And then as our 6th man, we're going to have Isaac Okoro, who's also playing 24 minutes, so him and Grayson Allen will get the same amount of minutes. And then we have Karis LeVert, Nick Richards, and Dean Wade. And now I'll be seeing you guys either at the end of the season or the trade deadline if there's any trades to be made. But I think we're going to run with this team for the first season and see how it plays out. We're here at the end of season number 1 where Luka Doncic wins MVP, Zachary Rosachere wins Rookie of the Year, Amin Thompson, Risa Shea, sorry, that's how you pronounce his last name. Amin Thompson, 6th Man of the Year. Wemby wins Depoy. Amin Thompson, Most Improved. Joel Embiid, Clutch Player of the Year. Put up good stats. In 2K Simulation, Joel Embiid does not put up the stats he would put up in real life. Like, I've never seen Joel Embiid in 2K Simulation average 30 points per game, which is not fair. Because in real life, he's a 30-plus point per game type of player, as you guys can see. But Jason Kidd, Coach of the Year, even though that could have went to our coach. And then they also win Executive of the Year. I'm surprised we didn't get either of those awards. And the reason for that is, I'll show you guys here in a second. Let's see if we get any players here. We do get Evan Mobley on all NBA third team. I love to see that. But no Donovan Mitchell. Okay. We got Evan Mobley on all defensive first team, and the reason for that is his defensive stats were amazing, as were his offensive stats. He put up a career high 18.5 points per game, career high in rebounds, almost 11 rebounds, career high in assists per game, steals per game, and blocks per game. So he had a breakout season this year, which I'm very happy to see. We do not get anyone else here, but we were the first seed. Let's go. We won 60 games and lost only 22. I was not expecting us to be this good, to be honest. Obviously, we already have really good players on our team, but I still didn't think we were going to be the number 1 seed. Darius Garland played really well for us. That's also a big reason why we were the first seed. As I said before, if he plays how he did in the 21-22 season, we would be a really good team in real life and in 2K Simulation, and that's exactly what happened. He put up 21.6 points per game, 7 assists, and then obviously Donovan Mitchell was phenomenal, 26 points per game. Crazy good efficiency. Darius Garland also shot almost 40% from 3, which is great to see. And then I showed you guys Evan Mobley stats, phenomenal. Jarrett Allen was a really good center for us. He was not scoring as much because his shot tendency was lower, since we wanted these 3 to be our main scorers. We got a big 3 over here, basically. Grayson Allen was a great addition for us, in my opinion. He brings 3-point shooting to our starting 5. We were the 3rd best 3-point shooting team in the league. Karis LeVert off the bench, phenomenal player, same as Isaac Okoro. And then the rest of the team, Dean Wade was really good. I didn't know that Dean Wade was this good of a player. I'm really good we kept him around. Nick Richards obviously was a phenomenal get for us, but now we're going to be going up against the Milwaukee Bucks, who I think we should be able to beat, but you never know. They do have Giannis and Dame, as well as Chris Middleton. So this team is still a really good team. I don't know how they're the play-in team, but they're still really good. So let me fix up the player minutes, and then hopefully we can win ourselves a championship. Obviously, the goals of these videos are to win championships. That's the main goal. And hopefully we're able to achieve that. I don't know if we'll be able to in the first season, but I guess we'll find out. So here's the player minutes for round number 1 for our starting 5 and then our bench. Let's see if we can defeat the Milwaukee Bucks. Game 1 is a win. Game number 2 is also a win. And we're up 3-0 just like that, and we sweep the Milwaukee Bucks, which is honestly really impressive. Any team with Giannis and Damian Lillard on it is a really good team, and having them both together makes them an even better team, but we were able to defeat them And now we get the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, as well as Tyler Hero, who's progressed really well. He's an 85 overall. I am going to be rebuilding the Miami Heat pretty soon. I want to rebuild this team around Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. So I'll be doing that really soon. But let's see if we can defeat them. Game 1 is a win. So is Game 2 and 3. And we sweep the Miami Heat also. We have not lost a single game this playoff run, where now we get the Toronto Raptors, who are somehow in the conference finals, which makes no sense to me. They beat the 2nd seed and the 3rd seed. Okay. Obviously, Scotty Barnes is a really good player, as is RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickley. These three have the potential to be a big three one day in the NBA, in my opinion. Let's see if we can defeat them. Game 1, we do lose. We do win Game 2. We lose Game 3. Okay. Scotty Barnes is going off on us. Perhaps I should come up with a coach game plan for this team. I think that would be the best way to approach this. So once I'm finished with the coach game plan, we'll be right back. So in my opinion, we came up with a pretty good coach game plan. I did put Isaac Okoro in the starting lineup for defensive reasons. That way he could guard RJ Barrett, who was one of their best players on their team. And then we put Evan Mobley on Scotty Barnes, Donovan Mitchell on Emmanuel Quickley. Let's see if that plays out in our favor. We'll jump into Simcast for the last few games. So far, it's a back and forth game. They do have the lead. They're destroying us. Oh my God, they're up 3-1. How is this Toronto Raptors team pushing us this far? I don't understand this at all. This makes zero sense to me. Yeah, I just don't know. We're obviously the better team, but not in 2K Simulation we're not. I don't know. Let me check out the shot tendencies and whatnot and fix them up a little bit for our players. Whoever's playing good will be shooting more than the players that are not playing good. And then we'll see if we're going to get beaten by the Toronto Raptors, or are we going to be advancing to the finals, which is going to be pretty hard since we're down 3-1. So I figured out why we're losing these games. I'll also show you guys why we're losing these games. The reason is, in the conference finals, 2 of our best players are shooting pretty bad. Evan Mobley is shooting horrible, 38% for a 7-foot power forward, and then Donovan Mitchell, our number 1 option, is shooting 43%. Darius Garland is shooting really well, so I did higher his shot tendency, same as Jarrett Allen's and Isaac Okoro's. Grayson Allen isn't shooting the best, but hopefully we're able to tie this series up. Let's see. Or are we going to be eliminated by the 6th seed, the Toronto Raptors? So far, they do have the lead, but we take it right back. Can we maintain this lead? And it looks like we are going to be pushing it one more game. Donovan Mitchell finally decided to step up. Darius Garland, 30 points. Jarrett Allen, 23. I still do not see Evan Mobley. He only scored 9 points, but luckily Jarrett Allen filled in his role and put up 23 points for us, which helped us secure this W. Can we tie the series up? As long as Donovan Mitchell can play how he plays, we're going to win this series. It was just the first few games he was not playing well, as I showed you guys. And we're off to a really great start here. Holy. Let's go. It looks like we are going to be pushing it to a game 7. There we go. What did I just say? Donovan Mitchell, as long as he plays how Donovan Mitchell plays, we are going to be pushing it to the NBA Finals. Darius Garland is playing phenomenal. Grayson Allen played really well that game. There we go. Evan Mobley. That's an Evan Mobley we need. Jarrett Allen's playing really well for us. And then our bench is doing really good also. Can we beat them in a game 7? Let's see. We do have home court advantage. So far, we are off with the lead. A really good lead so far, and it looks like we are going to be winning. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I actually thought we were about to lose that series, to be honest. Luckily, Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley decided to step up in the games that mattered most. Evan Mobley is playing really good defense. As you guys could see, he's averaging 3.5 blocks per game. If he can do this in the regular season, he could win Depoy. But hopefully he just keeps this up for the rest of the playoffs and the NBA Finals. Our Big Four is playing phenomenal. If they could keep playing like this, we'll be winning this championship. So now we're either going to go up against the Minnesota Timberwolves or, oh my God, or the Dallas Mavericks, who got Draymond Green. And I'm getting a phone call, so I'll be right back. Give me a second. Sorry about that, y'all. I got a phone call from my mom. But yeah, the Dallas Mavericks acquired Draymond Green. They have two of the Golden State players in Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Well, one previous Golden State member and one Golden State member. They made a trade in the mid-season by the looks of it, and he's playing phenomenal for this team. That's scary. He's a really good defender. If the Dallas Mavericks were to acquire Draymond Green, I think the league would be in trouble. They would have Klay Thompson, who's been playing phenomenal these first few games in the NBA. I believe he's played 1 or 2 games so far, but those games he has played, he's been really good with Luka and Kyrie. So who would I want to face from these two teams? Probably the Minnesota Timberwolves. But let's see who it's going to be. And it is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because I forgot they have Anthony Edwards, who's a 30 plus point per game type of player in 2K simulation at least. They do have obviously Julius Randle and then Naz Reid. That's their main 3 scorers on the team. Oh, I totally forgot about Dante DiVincenzo. So those are their 4 main scorers on this team. If we could beat them, that would be phenomenal. Let's see, game 1 is a loss, and so is game 2. Let's come up with a defensive game plan, which I should have done from the jump, but I decided not to for some dumb reason, but I'm going to do so now anyways. So a coach game plan has been set, but I don't know if we're going to be able to defeat the Minnesota Timberwolves. In 2K simulation, this team is unstoppable, obviously because of Anthony Edwards. He puts up unreal points per game, and then Julius Randle plays amazing also. And then of course they have one of the best 6-man. They have the best 6-man in the league in Naz Reid. But let's see if we can upset them and get a W here, which I hope we're able to do. And it looks like so far we are losing, but we are pushing back here. Oh god, that was close, but it looks like, oh my god, we lose by 2 points. If I had slowed it down, I could have jumped in and helped us get this W, but we're down by 3-0, and I highly doubt we're coming back, and they sweep us just like that, where Anthony Edwards goes on to win Finals MVP. That sucks, coming all the way to the finals and losing. Clearly, we have to make some moves on this team, and perhaps we may start with our center power forward position. I'm going to keep Evan Mobley on this team no matter what. Obviously, a big question mark has been if Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley could lead this team to a championship, and so far it has not been working in real life. They're both basically centers. Like, Evan Mobley's taller than Jarrett Allen. We could push Evan Mobley to center and trade Jarrett Allen for someone who the Minnesota Timberwolves had in Naz Reid and push him to power forward. Because I love how well Naz Reid plays in 2K simulation and in real life. He would be our new starting power forward and we would be unstoppable. So I may do that. So I'll see you guys if we have any drafts. I'll see you guys at the NBA draft. If not, I'll see you guys at free agency. So we're here at free agency, and the only player we really need to bring back is Caris LeVert. Everyone else we have tied down on a contract, which is really good news. He only wants $5 million, but what I'm going to do is purposely give him a $10 million contract. That way we can leverage his contract in a trade where we could send him and possibly another player off for a better player. So that's the reason why I'm going to be giving him a bigger contract than what he's really asking for. And yeah, we're going to be signing him, and then I'll show you guys what trade we're going to be coming up with very soon. All right, y'all. I'm so excited for this trade. We are going to be trading away Jarrett Allen. And the reason for that is we are going to be sliding Evan Mobley over to be our new starting center. So now we're going to target a power forward. And I'll show you guys just who we're going to be targeting. And yup, it's Naz Reid. We could slide him over to power forward. He's an amazing three-point shooter, defender, rebounder, and an offensive player in general. He's one of my favorite players, to be honest. I love his game style, and I think he'll help us get one step closer to that championship. And remember when I gave Karis LeVert a $10 million contract instead of $5 million? Well, it's coming in handy now, because we can trade him for Dante DiVincenzo. Yup. I did not expect that this contract would come in handy for this reason, but it is, which is really nice to see. And they do decline, even though we're giving them an extra half-star value player in Jarrett Allen. But now let's toss them the picks we have. We can't trade our first-round picks for some reason, but 2 seconds still doesn't get it done. Let's see if they can take on players. They could take Tristan Thompson. They want Isaac Okoro. Okay, we're definitely not giving him up. We need him on this team. But who I can give you is someone like Sam Morrell or Craig Porter Jr., and they decline. What about Gary Harris? I believe they want a small forward, so what I'm going to do is push Gary Harris's position to small forward and then come back with this trade, plus his overall will go up after I do that. Alright, so I did sign Malik Beasley and Gary Harris to minimum contracts. I pushed them over to small forward since their overall goes up, and I'm pretty sure the Minnesota Timberwolves want a small forward. That's why they wanted Isaac Okoro from us. But now let's try giving them Gary Harris and see if that will get it done. His value has went up to 2 stars now. And they want Craig Porter Jr. and they're down to give us Robert Dillingham. I am so down with this trade without even overthinking that. Where we pulled it off. And now we can push. Where is he? Naz Reid to power forward. And Naz Reid progresses like crazy in this game. That's also another reason why I decided to target him. And now we have Evan Mobley as our starting center. Our new starting 5, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Grayson Allen. We could push Dante DiVincenzo to be our small forward if we want. But we'll leave things how they are as of right now. And then Naz Reid and Evan Mobley. I think that's a championship move for us. I don't think I'm going to be making any more moves this offseason. We get Rob Dillingham, which is also a really good pick for us. He also progresses really well in 2K. So yeah, I'll be seeing you guys at the start of season number 2 after I finish filling out the rest of our NBA players. Yep. So here is our new starting 5 that I'm really excited to see how it plays out. Of course, we're going to have Darius Garland as our point guard, Donovan Mitchell as our shooting guard. This season, we are going to start Isaac Okoro over Grayson Allen, and that is mainly for defensive reasons. They'll still be playing almost the same amount of minutes, even though Grayson Allen will be off the bench. But yeah, for defensive reasons, I'm starting Isaac Okoro. And then as our power forward, we have the man himself, Naz Reid, which I'm really excited to see how the season plays out for him and for us as having him as our starting power forward. And then Evan Mobley as our starting center, which is also going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. We have a really good 6th man in Dante DiVincenzo. I am going to push a secondary position to point guard. He is a 40% three-point shooter, which I'm really excited to see. And he's a good playmaker on top of all of that. Grayson Allen, another great three-point shooter. These 3 are going to help us make mad three-point shots this season, which I'm really excited for. Our bench has 3 real great three-point shooters, which I'm really excited for. And then Nick Richards also. So now I'm going to run with this team most likely for the rest of this season. But if I do decide to stop and make any trades at the trade deadline, of course, I'll make sure to show y'all what trade we will be pulling off. But if I decide not to make any trades, I'll be seeing you guys at the end of this season. So here we are at the end of season number 2. Luka wins back-to-back MVPs. Ace Bailey is the rookie of the year. Amin Thompson. Wemby wins Depoy. Alexander Sarr most improved player. Even though that should have went to our players, and I'll show you guys why here in a second. Shea clutch player. Our coach Kenny Atkinson wins coach of the year. And this is the same coach who used to be the assistant coach for the Golden State Warriors, which is really cool to have him on our team. And we also win executive of the year. Let's see if we get any players on any All-NBA. We do get Evan Mobley on All-NBA second team. No one else? No Donovan Mitchell? Okay, we do get Donovan Mitchell on All-NBA third team. Let's see about the defensive team. We get Evan Mobley on all defensive first team. I believe that means he was one away from winning Depoy, which would have been crazy. And yeah, that's it. We were, of course, the first seed once again, and we won 69 games and lost only 13. We played so well, and I'm so happy to have acquired the players we acquired. I'll show you guys the player stats here in a second. So Donovan Mitchell, 26 points per game, 21. Well, Evan Mobley is a person who I was so happy with this season. 21 points per game, 4 offense, 3.5 offensive boards, 12.5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.5 steal, 2.3 blocks per game as his first season as our starting center, which is amazing. Let's see if he made All-Star, which he better have. Yes, he did. He made All-Star, got all defensive team, all that, and all NBA team. So he's going to be a really good player on this team. Darius Garland, 20 points per game, 8 assists. His playmaking is helping a lot, and his three-point shooting also. Naz Reid, our new power forward, absolutely went off. 15 points per game, 8.5 boards, a block, shooting 47, 38, and 90, which is amazing. Dante DiVincenzo as our 6th man, phenomenal. We did give him a 2-year extension, $20 million each year, I believe it was. So 2 years, $40 million, I believe we gave him. Or no, 3 years, $60 million, something like that. Grayson Allen, and then the rest of the team. I gotta show you guys a little something which I'm so disappointed with, and that's a Dallas Mavericks roster. They got Jimmy Butler, and you guys will not believe how they acquired him. Jimmy Butler is ring chasing. He literally jumped on the Dallas Mavericks for a 5-year for a $5 million 1-year contract. Straight ring chaser, dude. I hope someone else eliminates them before they face off against us, because now they have Clay, and let's see the rest of their bench. Okay, that's not all they got. They got a lot more players back here too. But they got Clay, Lively, Draymond, Jimmy, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic. Like, come on, Jimmy Butler. You're ring chasing with the Dallas Mavericks in your last few years. Whatever. But now we're going up against the Detroit Pistons, who are actually really good in 2K simulation most of the time. So hopefully we're able to defeat them. Let me come up with a coach game plan, and then we'll jump right into these playoffs. So the player minutes have been set, and now let's see if we can go on to the second round. And we gentlemen sweep the Detroit Pistons, where now we're going to be going up against the Charlotte Hornets, who acquired Josh Giddey. Who else did they acquire? Bobby Portis Jr., Bruce Brown. They have Josh Green, obviously. Yeah, this team's really good. Getting Josh Giddey on this team, yeah, that has to have made this team better. That's why they're the fourth seed, I'm pretty sure. And they also have the second pick, the number 2 overall pick from the 2025 draft that I totally forgot about. This guy right here, Kadeen Malumuni. Maluch, something like that, but he's a crazy good center. So yeah, this team is honestly really good, but let's see how things go. Game 1 is a win. Game 2 is also a win. We're up 3-0. They do win game 4, but we beat them in 5. And now we get the Chicago Bulls, who somehow are in the conference finals, which makes zero sense to me. And what makes even more or less sense to me is that the Washington Wizards were almost in the conference finals. How is that possible? I don't know how that's possible. Alexander Sarr isn't that good of a player in 2K simulation. They didn't. Okay, Ace Bailey. No wonder. Now it all makes sense. I don't know how I did not even spot him there. I was looking at the overalls instead of the players. But now we get the Chicago Bulls, who actually do really well in 2K simulations most of the time. And this time around, they also have Chris Middleton, so that's obviously going to give them a boost also. Let's see if we can get to the finals once again. Game 1 is a win. Game 2 is also a win. We're up 3-0, and we sweep them. And please, okay, no, actually, I said this last time, and the Minnesota Timberwolves destroyed us. And now they have Jarrett Allen also. Oh, God, what did I do? I created a... And they got Tyus Jones on such a cheap contract. This is so unfair, dude. Why can we never get good 80-plus overall players on minimums? They got Jimmy Butler for a $5 million minimum contract or whatever. And these guys got Tyus Jones. Why can we never get that? So honestly, I don't know who I want to face from both of these teams. This team destroyed us last year, but we took 2 of their players and gave them 2 of 3 of ours, actually, and they're using all 3 of our players. I guess we'll find out. Let's see. It's the Mavericks. Okay, so we're going up against this overpowered Dallas Mavericks team where Jimmy thinks he could ring chase, but we're gonna make sure we're not gonna let him get this ring now for sure. If he stuck with a different team and wasn't ring chasing, I would respect it, but what he's doing right here is not respectable. So let me come up with a coach game plan. I'm putting our best defender on him, whether that's Naz Reid. I do not care. He's not scoring a single bucket on us in this series. All right, I think I came up with a really good coach game plan that could help us beat this team, hopefully. Of course, they have like a big 5, to be honest, if you include Klay Thompson. Their starting 5 is lethal. It's way better than ours, in my opinion. Our overalls may be higher, but I think just because they have Luka, Kyrie, and Butler, that makes their starting 5 a lot better. Like, we do have Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. And then we have Naz Reid and Darius Garland. But these 3 players here are all elite players. So this is going to be hard. And Draymond's a really elite defender. So this whole starting 5 is insane. Let's see how things go. Game 1, we do win. Let's go. Donovan Mitchell dropped 37, 26 from Darius Garland, 23 from Evan Mobley, 17 and 10 from Naz Reid, 14 from Dante DiVincenzo. Let's see how our defense did on their team. We kind of slowed down Jimmy Butler, but Kyrie and Luka were still doing their thing. Game number 2, they do win. Let me guess, Luka went off. Yeah, he did. And then Quentin Grimes didn't miss a single shot there. Holy. Okay, perhaps we should put a defender on him. I did not think of that. Jaden Hardy also, I didn't put a defender on. I guess I'm going to have to come up with a different coach game plan if we lose more than one game, because I forgot to put someone on these 2, and we could definitely put someone off our bench to make sure they're guarded. Yeah, I guess we could do something like that. I do have Dante DiVincenzo and Klay Thompson, so that would mean we could put Grayson Allen or Dean Wade on one of them. I don't know. Let's see. Game number 3, we lose. God damn it. I'm coming up with a different coach game plan right now. So when I finish that, I'll be right back. Alright, this is going to be embarrassing if we lose once again in the NBA Finals. If that does happen, we're most definitely moving on from our previous coach. Because our team is phenomenal, but Jimmy Butler had to go and ring chase. I cannot stop saying that, I'm sorry. It's just on my mind, and I don't know why he would do that, but he is doing just that. And that's probably going to be the only reason the Dallas Mavericks win this ring. If they do win, that is. Let's see. They're up by 2, 5 minutes remaining. Can we come back here? Let's slow it down in case I need to jump in. And I am going to jump in right about now. Tie game, I'm going to jump in and destroy this team. We're not letting them get no ring on us. We're not letting Jimmy Butler be a ring chaser. And yeah, we're not letting him be a ring chaser and win a ring like that. Let's see, who's fouled out? Evan Mobley is fouled out, no problem. We'll sub him out for, who can we send in? Dante DiVincenzo. Well, then we would be playing real small ball here if this is the lineup we ran with. Let's not do that because we're already pretty small as it is. So yeah, I think this should be fine, honestly. Yeah, this is good. Okay, let's keep it how it is. Wait a second, I want to make sure our coach doesn't start calling substitutions on his own. And there we go. Doesn't start doing substitutions on his own. So Luka has the ball. I'm playing as Mitchell right now, guarding. Who is that? Draymond. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, he missed that. And we left it wide open Jimmy Butler. Come on, dude. Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah. Swish. Swish. That's Donovan D. Mitch, boy. Donovan Mitchell. Let's go. We have Isaac Okoro guarding Luka. That's a miss. Yep. How good is Luka playing with Isaac Okoro guarding him? He's still playing good, dude. Really good. Swish. Another 3. You can't leave us open like that. I'm getting better at 2K as well, and they're leaving us wide open like that. I've been playing a lot of 2K like in my free time now. So I've got a hang of it a little bit. There we go. We get the rebound. We're up by 3. Let's waste the clock here. Are they going to foul or are they going to let us waste the clock? Let's see. Oh, God, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? For some reason, they were trying to run that play, so I decided to go along with it when I shouldn't have. But they missed? Oh, God. He got his own rebound and scored. And now we're at the free throw line, where you guys have probably seen me miss these shots before, but that one's excellent. Let's go. Perfect release. Oh, that's early. Okay, thank God that still went in. So we're up by 3. They decide to call a timeout. As long as we can get one more stop on them, we win this game. So let's see if we're able to do just that, which I hope we are. So Draymond Green is inbounding it. They're going to toss it to a shooter, someone like Clay. Oh my God, he gets fouled? How is that a foul? Okay. Please miss one, Clay. Okay. I don't want this video to be super long, but it seems like this game is going to make the video longer than usual. So they're just going to keep fouling us for now. I'll see you guys at the end of the game. We probably are going to win now anyways. So yeah, I'll see you guys once this game is finished. Alright, so now let's see if we can win game 5 and go up on them 3-2. Hopefully we're able to do just that. We do have home court advantage, but let's see how that plays out, and so far it is not playing out in our favor, but we have pushed back by quite a lot, and we do end up winning the game. Okay, the second half, we held them to 18 points in the third quarter, 17 in the fourth. If we keep playing defense like that, this team will never be able to beat us again, and I guarantee that. Let's see how the player stats were. Donovan Mitchell, 32, 26, 22 from Dante DiVincenzo, Evan Mobley, Naz Reid. Let's see their players. So Luka and Kyrie didn't score much, but they still played pretty good, to be honest. They shot almost 50% from the field. But Jimmy Butler, we were able to slow him down, which is a big thing. So hopefully we can continue doing that and win ourselves a title here. I don't want to go to a game 7, so let's see if we can defeat them right now. They are pushing back. We do have the lead. We're up by a lot, and it looks like we are winning a championship. Let's go. I thought this team was too stacked with Jimmy Butler. I had no idea we would be able to win this series, but guess what? We did. Donovan Mitchell with 31 points. Evan Mobley, 20, almost had a triple-double. 25 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Garland, 24 points, 12 from Okoro, 12 and 11 boards, and 12 points from Naz Reid. Grayson Allen, 11 points off the bench. Nick Richards, 10 rebounds off the bench. Dante DiVincenzo, 8 assists and 3 steals off the bench. We played phenomenal this game. Let's see how their players did. So our defense worked on Luka for sure. He shot 5 of 18. That is what I'm talking about. And there you go. Congratulations. We finally won a championship. Donovan Mitchell is the Kia Finals MVP, putting up 32.5 points per game, 6 boards, 5 assists, 1.7 steals, and half a block, shooting 50, 50, 80. Insane. Let me show you guys the player stats here for the playoffs. 29 from Mitchell, 25 from 20 from Garland, 20 from Mobley, 16 from Naz Reid, 12 from Dante DiVincenzo, 12 from Grayson Allen, 9 from Isaac Okoro. This team is phenomenal. Now let's see the finals stats. 32 from Donovan Mitchell, 23 from Garland, 18.5 from Mobley, 13 from DiVincenzo, 11 from Reid, 9 from Grayson Allen, 8, and then the rest of the team. We're going to run it back one more season with the same exact team because we do have everyone locked up on contracts. We're going to try winning another championship back to back. So I'll see you guys in the next playoffs. We're going to run with the same exact core because this core is honestly is phenomenal. I love our team that we have right now, and I feel like we're untouchable with this team. So we're going to go for it. Another championship. So we're going to try repeating it and win ourselves another title. So I'll see you guys in the next playoffs. So I'm stopped here this off season, and I was wondering about a few things. We are going to be making some changes to our roster after all. I know I said I wouldn't be making any changes, but I forgot about Rob Dillingham. And I want him to play for us this season because I know he is going to progress to like an 80 overall most likely, so he could be our backup point guard. I want to keep Dante DiVincenzo and Donovan Mitchell, of course. Isaac Okoro I want to keep because he's a good defender and a decent three-point shooter, but Grayson Allen is the one player that I'm thinking of possibly trading for a backup power forward. And the reason for that is because otherwise, we would have way too many good players and not be able to play them all. If we trade Grayson Allen, we would have to trade. I'll show you guys a trade that I'm talking about, just so you guys know. So this is a trade that I kind of liked for Patrick Williams. We end up getting ourselves a better backup power forward than Dean Wade, a better defender. He's also a good three-point shooter. He shot 42% from the three-point line the previous season, and he's a really good defender. Dean Wade is not the best defender, so we will get a defender in Patrick Williams, a three-point shooter, And that way we could run a 9-man rotation instead of having to run a 10-man rotation, which I really don't like doing. In none of these videos have I ever run with a 10-man rotation, I believe. I'm just not a fan of that. So I think either this trade I kind of liked for Obi Toppin. He would be a pretty nice addition to this team also, but I think Obi Toppin's defense isn't as good as where is he? As Patrick Williams' defense is, as you guys can see. A- perimeter defense and B+ post defense, which is phenomenal. So I think we're going to go ahead and pull this trade off and acquire ourselves a backup power forward in Patrick Williams, who could play around 20 minutes per game off the bench as our 6th man. Grayson Allen was one of our better 3-point shooters, so it's going to suck getting rid of him. He was averaging... He was making 2 3-pointers a game averaged. I checked. He made 164 3-pointers the previous season. Let's see how many Patrick Williams made. 141. So yeah, they're both really good 3-point shooters. So at least we'll still have a good 3-point shooter off of our bench. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this trade off. We also get Jalen Smith, who I don't know if we're going to play since we already have Nick Richards. And I like how Nick Richards has been playing for us so far. But if somehow Nick Richards is not playing well, it's good to have Jalen Smith around because we can switch them out for each other. So I guess that's a plus. And Jalen Smith is a 3-point shooter. So if in the playoffs Nick Richards is not playing well, obviously we can switch him out with Jalen Smith. So now we have options there. And yeah, that's the only change I'm gonna make this off season. So I'll be seeing you guys in the next playoffs. Now we have Patrick Williams. We have a really stacked 9-man rotation, and we're going to run with this throughout the whole season most likely. So I'll be seeing you guys at the end of season number 3. So at the end of our last season, Victor Wembanyama wins MVP. Cameron Boozer, Rookie of the Year. Liam McNeely wins 6th Player of the Year. Wemby also wins Defensive Player of the Year. Ryan Dunn wins Most Improved Player with the Phoenix Suns, putting up crazy numbers. He's a really good player in my opinion. I've been watching him on the Phoenix Suns, and I have a feeling he's going to be one of the best 2-way players in the league in the next few years. His defense is phenomenal, and on top of that, he's actually a really good 3-point shooter. In college, he wasn't a 3-point shooter. He only made like 7 3-pointers in college, but ever since he's been in the NBA, he's shooting like 40% from the 3-point line and shooting a few 3-pointers a game, which is pretty awesome to see. And on top of that, his defense is amazing. Like the other day, he was guarding Luka Doncic, and he was pushing Luka to his limits. Like Luka was happy when Ryan Dunn fouled out. Luka was clapping because of how happy he got when Ryan Dunn got fouled out. So this kid has a lot of potential in my opinion. I just wanted to say that. Giannis wins Clutch Up Player of the Year at 32 years old. Michael Stauffer, aka our head coach, wins Coach of the Year. That offseason, I did switch our coach. Well, not switch our coach. Our coach's contract had run out, so I decided to sign Michael Stauffer since he is the best coach in 2K simulation. And we also win Executive of the Year. Let's see if we get any players here. We do get Evan Mobley on All NBA First Team, and Evan Mobley's progression was crazy. He's up to a 95 overall. Pushing him to center and having his shot tendency raised up makes him progress like crazy, more than I had expected. 21 points per game, 12 boards, 4 assists, 2.3 blocks, 1.4 steals. He didn't shoot well from the 3-point line, but still shot really good from the field. Do we get anyone else here? Let's see, and we do not. So we don't get Donovan Mitchell on any All-NBA, but we do get Evan Mobley on All Defensive First Team, which I'm pretty sure he was right behind Wemby for winning Depoy. That would have been cool if we could have ended the video off with him winning Defensive Player of the Year. And yeah, that's it. We were the number 1 seed once again, where we won 65 games and lost only 17. We had a phenomenal season this year. Let me show you guys our player stats quickly before we jump into the playoffs. So our leading scorer, of course, Donovan Mitchell, 23.5 points, 21 from Evan Mobley, 20 points and 8.5 assists per game from Darius Garland. He's playing phenomenal. He's shooting 50, 40, 80, and I like the way how he's playmaking. I think if Darius Garland can maintain 20 points per game, around 7 to 8 assists per game, shooting around close to 40% from deep, I think the Cleveland Cavaliers have a really good shot to being contenders. And that way, I think him and Donovan Mitchell could coexist. Because the last season, clearly it did not work out for them. But Naz Reid, 14, 13 from our sixth man, Dante DiVincenzo, who should have won sixth player of the year, but he did not. Patrick Williams, 10 points per game, 10 from Isaac Okoro. And then the rest of the team down here, Rob Dillingham played phenomenal for us in his first season with us. And now we're going to be going up against De'Aaron Fox and Giannis. Okay, I was about to say Dame and Giannis, but it seems like they traded Damian Lillard away for De'Aaron Fox, which should have made this team a lot better because De'Aaron Fox brings defense, which this team needed after trading away Drew Holiday. And they also got a defensive big man, but for some reason, they're still the play-in team. They also got Aaron Gordon coming off the bench, who could have been their small forward. I would have switched him to small forward if I was this team, but it's their choice. I'm going to fix up our player minutes, and hopefully we could win ourselves another championship. So I fixed up our player minutes, and let's see if we're able to defeat the Milwaukee Bucks. Game 1 is a win. Donovan Mitchell drops 29. Evan Mobley with a 25-point double-double. Game number 2 is a loss. Donovan Mitchell, 25, 24 from Mobley. Giannis had 44 points. Yeah, this team is honestly really good. They also have Christian Brown, Kevin Huerter, Robert Williams, Aaron Gordon as their sixth man. This team is stacked also. And they have Kevin Porter Jr., who's honestly really good. In 2K, he puts up a lot of points. In real life, he did too, to be honest. I'm surprised. What do you call it? I'm excited to see how he plays with the LA Clippers this season. I believe he will be their sixth man, so that's going to be interesting. I see him averaging around 12 to 15 points per game. But let's see if we can defeat them right here. We do win game number 3 and 4. But they win 5, please, not a game 7. Thank God we win before a game 7. De'Aaron Fox was going off, averaging 30 points per game. Giannis was also going off, but our big 3 did better. Evan Mobley with 35 points and 21 rebounds. That's insane. He's shooting 60% from the field, averaging almost 3 blocks a game. Let's go. Donovan Mitchell is playing phenomenal. So is Darius Garland, almost averaging 10 assists a game. And now let's see who we're going to be going up against. Let's see who we would want to go up against. So this is the Charlotte Hornets, who obviously have LaMelo and Brendan Miller. And for some reason, they're starting Vucevic over Mark Williams. And something I learned, the Washington Wizards got Jimmy Butler. Yep. You all heard that right. They have Jimmy Butler on the team. So this team is honestly pretty scary. I would rather verse the Charlotte Hornets, and their bench is stacked, as you guys could see. They have Vince Williams, Corey Kispert, Kyle, Jimmy Butler, Walker Kessler. Their starting 5 is insane, but let's see who we're going up against. Of course, it's the Washington Wizards. They have Ace Bailey and Jimmy Butler. That's a deadly duo. Ace Bailey is averaging 30 points per game. Holy. Jordan Poole isn't playing well, but Kyle Kuzma's playing good. Walker Kessler is a crazy good defender. Alex Sarr is playing all right, but he's still a good defender. Bilal Coulibaly also. These guys are stacked. Let's see how this goes. Game 1, we do win. We also win game 2. They win game 3. We win game 4. Gentleman sweep. Let's go. I'll tell you guys why I think we won this series against the Washington Wizards. They had no clue what they were doing. Their coach kept on switching their rotation. You're not supposed to do that in the playoffs. They were switching between Jimmy Butler and Ace Bailey, which is pretty dumb, and that's what cost them to lose, in my opinion. And they kept switching Alex Sarr for Kyle Kuzma, which they shouldn't have done. I would have put Jimmy Butler as their starting shooting guard and have Ace Bailey and Alex Sarr in the starting lineup. And Bilal Coulibaly be the sixth man, but their choice, and they paid the consequences. Now we're going up against the number 2 seed in our conference, the Indiana Pacers, who have Tyrese Haliburton. Tyrese Haliburton so far has been disappointing in real life watching him play. He scored 0 points the other night. For some reason, when Andrew Nembhard is in the starting lineup, Tyrese Haliburton does not play to his full potential. And I think the reason for that is because Andrew Nembhard is not a shooting guard, in my opinion. He's a point guard. They need to have him as a sixth man and have Benedict Mathurin play that shooting guard position and have... Where is he? He's not here anymore. Okay, Aaron Nesmith, their starting small forward, how they've been rolling with for a while now. But Benedict Mathurin needs to be their starting shooting guard, and Tyrese Haliburton needs to be their main ball handler in their starting five. But with Andrew Nembhard, Tyrese Haliburton's stats are always hella low. Like in the start of the last season when Nembhard was off the bench, Tyrese Haliburton was like averaging like 14, 15 assists a game. As soon as he comes in, his assists per game starts dropping like crazy. And then he ended up averaging 10.9. This season, I think that's going to be even lower if Nembhard stays in the shooting guard position. I think that position should be Benedict Mathurin's, but I don't know. I'm not the head coach of that team. So let's see if we can defeat them. Game 1 and 2 is a win for us, and 3. And we sweep them just like that. Let's go. So now we're going to be going up against the San Antonio Spurs, who don't look good at all, but they were the number 1 seed, and they had the best defense in the whole league. The reason for that obviously is Marcus Smart, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Brooks. Same as this guy right here, Aizen Almanza. He's a really good defender, B+, and obviously Wemby. And then off the bench, they have Josh Giddey, Malachi, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Bogey Fland. Their bench is stacked. I don't know how they have the cap space to bring all these players on this team. It makes no sense to me, but they did it somehow. So hopefully, actually, I don't know. Both of these teams are scary. The Timberwolves have Brendan Pajemski now. And obviously they have Jarrett Allen from us, who's playing phenomenal for them. I don't know. Let's see who we're going up against. And obviously, it's the Timberwolves once again. I believe we versed them the previous season too, right? And this time around, Jaden McDaniels is up to an 85 overall. The previous season, he was shooting horrible. This playoff run, he's shooting 40% from deep. So this is trouble for us. Luckily, Julius Randle's points per game took a big dip, but Jarrett Allen's points per game have went up ever since we traded him. And they also have Clint Capella coming off the bench and Rudy Gobert. So they have 3 centers playing for them. Kelly Oubre, Jeremy. Yeah, that's basically it. I think we should be able to beat this team, but you never know how things could go. We do win game number 1. Dante DiVincenzo out for revenge on his old team. Naz Reid rebounded really well for us. Didn't shoot the best, but that's all right. They're both out for revenge right now. Donovan Mitchell, let's go. 39 points, 34-point double-double from Evan Mobley, 20-point double-double from Naz Reid, 15-point double-double from Darius Garland, and 15 and 15 from DiVincenzo and Patrick Williams. Can we go up 3-0? We cannot. Okay. Anthony Edwards, just too good. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put a defender on Anthony Edwards because we are up 2-0 and I don't want to end up screwing up and end up losing this lead. So I'm going to put one of our best defenders in our starting 5 on him, which is Isaac Okoro. So once I finish that, we'll jump right back in this series. So in my opinion, I came up with the best defensive coach game plan against his team. We have really good defenders on our team. Donovan Mitchell's a decent defender. Darius Garland isn't really a good defender, but that's why we have Isaac Okoro around. That way he could guard any point guard or shooting guard we need to. And he's 6'5", which makes him perfect. He's fast. He's a good defender. He's shooting pretty bad these playoffs, which I did not realize. Hopefully that could switch or change and he could start shooting better. Naz Reid is one of the best defensive power forwards in my opinion. Well, not one of the best, but he is a really good power forward defender. Defender in general, center or power forward. Evan Mobley is probably one of the best defenders in the league, especially right now, averaging 3 blocks, 1.2 steals. Dante DiVincenzo, amazing defender, as is Patrick Williams. Robert Dillingham's a pretty decent perimeter defender, and Nick Richards is a good interior defender. So let's jump into Simcast for the last few games and see if we could defeat Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. So far we do have the lead, but they're pushing right back. We're up by 9, 2 minutes remaining. Let's slow it down a little bit. We're up by 10 and they're pushing back, but we do end up winning, with Naz Reid dropping 24 points on his old team. Evan Mobley also 24-point double-double. Donovan Mitchell with 21, 19 from DiVincenzo on his old team, 18 from Darius Garland. I totally forgot Robert Dillingham we also acquired from the Minnesota Timberwolves. So he's also out for revenge. Hit him with 3 3-pointers, dropping 11 points in 14 minutes. Nick Richards, 6 rebounds, 7 points in 10 minutes. Isaac Okoro, 5, 4, and 3. Yeah. Patrick Williams didn't shoot much that game, but he was still good defensively. Now let's see if we can gentlemen sweep the Minnesota Timberwolves. So far, we're off to a really great start, but they are pushing back. And now it's a pretty good chance we win this, and we win by 3 points. Okay. They almost came back there in the last period, but luckily we were able to win. Let's exit out of this, see who the finals MVP is. I'll show you guys the stats for that game here in a second. And Evan Mobley is a Kia Finals MVP. He deserved this. I'm very happy he won this award. Who won it the previous season? It was Donovan Mitchell. So yeah, I'm happy that Evan Mobley finally got this award, because he helped us win this championship for sure, as did all the other players, but he is our finals MVP. Let's go. So we win 2 championships back-to-back in 2026 and 2027. NBA champions are the Cleveland Cavaliers. Phenomenal to see. Let's see how our players played in the last game. Was this the last game? Yep. So Naz Reid led the way against his old team with 31 points. 21 from Donovan Mitchell, 19 from Evan Mobley, 12 from Nick Richards off the bench, and he hit a 3-pointer. Okay, I did not know he shot 3-pointers. He's made 1 3-point this whole season, and he decided to do so in the NBA Finals in our last game, which is really cool to see. Dante DiVincenzo played amazing defense, playmaking, offense, all that. He didn't hit his 3-pointers, but that's all right. Patrick Williams was an amazing get for us. Darius Garland struggled a lot this game, but that's all right because the rest of our team helped him out. And now let's see how their team played. They played pretty good, but I'm okay, never mind. Julius Randle played horrible. Our defense clearly has worked. The defensive coach game plan I came up with worked. Anthony Edwards still played good every single game, except for this one here. So that's the only game. And that game I did not even come up with a coach game plan. Let's see how Randall's been playing. Our defensive coach game plan, I'm pretty sure worked on Randall, which is good. And now that's it for this video, but let me show you guys the player stats for the playoffs. Evan Mobley led the way with 28.5 points per game, 11 boards, 5 assists, 3 blocks, a steal and a half, shooting 50, almost 40% from deep. That's really cool to see. If Evan Mobley starts shooting around 35% from deep, 35% from the 3-point line, I think he's going to be a crazy good player in the future. I already know he's going to be one of the best power forwards in the league, but I'm really excited to see how he continues to progress. Donovan Mitchell, 23 points per game, 17.5 from Darius Garland, as well as 10 assists. He was our best playmaker, so he came in clutch for that. Naz Reid, 16 points per game, amazing get for us as our power forward. I love Naz Reid, one of my favorite players. Dante DiVincenzo, also one of my favorite players in the league, 13 points per game. I've liked him ever since he was on the Golden State Warriors, because I'm a big Warriors fan, and I hated that they let him go, because look what he did the next season with the New York Knicks. If the Warriors kept him around, I think that would have helped us. But Patrick Williams, 10, and then the rest of the team. And then let's see for the finals. So 27.5 from Donovan Mitchell, 24 and 10 rebounds, 24 points, 10 rebounds from Evan Mobley, 21 points per game from Naz Reid, and 11 rebounds, almost 2 blocks, a steal, and 2 assists. He played phenomenal. 15 from our 6-man Dante DiVincenzo. He went off, over a block a game, a steal a game, amazing defense. 11 from Garland, and 9 assists per game. He was not shooting effectively in the finals, but that's all right. His playmaking makes up for that. 8 from Patrick Williams, 6 from Nick Richards, 6 from Isaac Okoro. He also struggled, but his defense is phenomenal. He was guarding their best player on their team. And yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy this. I had a lot of fun making this video. Comment down below what rebuild you guys would like to see next. And also click this link right here to watch my last video if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, until next time, it's your boy Dragon. Wait, I forgot to mention, also subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 100 subscribers, so thank you guys for all that support. And make sure to like this video and spread it. And yeah, because when you like the video, it pushes it to a larger audience, which ends up bringing more eyes to the video. So yeah, make sure you guys click the thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new and enjoy this content. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.